The shield of Abraham was what would come from his seed later, which would be the salvation of mankind. Yeshua is speaking to Abraham, saying, I am your shield, and I am also what you're looking forward to. Abraham had to rely on faith to do what he did, to step out in the way he did, and to move into what he did. He had to live by faith. And in Hebrews chapter 11 it says, by faith we understand that the world was framed by the words of God, so that things which are seen were not able to be things which are visible. In Hebrews chapter 11 it says, by faith Abraham obeyed when he was called to go out to the place which he would receive as an inheritance. He would go out and he went out, not knowing where he was going, but by faith he dwelt in the land of promise as in a foreign country. We can see that the faith of the person is based upon his belief in the word of the Lord. And the word of the Lord is Yeshua. So our faith is based upon what we can't see. As I'm speaking words, we can't see the vibrations that are coming out. But we know that words are coming out because your ears testify of what you hear. Same thing with Yeshua. The word is spoken forth. We can't see the word spoken forth, but the testimony of the word is the works of Yeshua. He is the word made flesh. In Psalm 18:30, as for God, his way is perfect, and the word of the Lord is proven. He is a shield to all who trust him. So, and there's more than just this. As I was going through, I was amazed at how well the Lord, as I was standing in the field on Thursday, and I had no teaching, I was praying, I want to believe that I'm going to have a teaching, but I'm not exactly sure what I'm supposed to teach on. And the Lord just told me, Yeshua is the Word made flesh. And it hit me. And he started downloading all this information into me. And I got home, and as soon as I started searching the words that he told me to search, I had more information in front of me than I could actually use in a half an hour. I probably have more information right now that I can use in a half hour. It's amazing how much is there that we've overlooked over the years, that we just didn't see and put two and two together. That John chapter 1 was a focal point for us to draw in two sides of Yeshua and see everything that he is. Now, Yeshua said in John chapter 4, verse 24 and 25, most assuredly I say to you, he who hears my words and believes in him who sent me has everlasting life, and now shall not come into judgment, but has passed from life to death. Oops. In Matthew chapter 4, verse 4, this is Yeshua and Lucifer, or Satan. And he said, it is written that man shall not live by bread alone, but every word that proceeds from the mouth of God. Now we know that the devil said, if you're the Messiah, you can turn these rocks into bread. Which has a whole different meaning altogether. There's a whole teaching that surrounds that by itself. But if you take hold of what's being said, Yeshua is literally telling the devil, man cannot live without my words. That is literally what he is saying to the devil. And the devil didn't comprehend it, because he tempts him one more time. He did not comprehend what he was saying, which is exactly what John said. The darkness would not comprehend him. He couldn't understand what was happening right there in front of him. But Jesus was literally saying, the world cannot live without my words. I mean, if you can wrap your mind around that, you can wrap your mind around just about anything. We cannot candy coat who Yeshua is. We can't just say that we prayed the prayer of salvation when we were young and not get submerged in his word. We can't embrace him. We can't just say that prayer and say, that's it, I'm saved forever. That's not it. That's not what he says. I want you to look at this again. It says, most assuredly I say to you, he who hears, Shema, he who hears and obeys my words and believes in him who sent me has everlasting life, and shall not come into judgment, but has passed from life to death. Shema. Or from death to life, yeah. His word is the Torah. And I looked through different translations of this, and the Complete Jewish Bible really sums it up for me. Do not think that I have come to abolish the Torah or the prophets. I have not come to abolish, but to complete. Yes, indeed, I tell you that until heaven and earth pass away, not so much as a yud or a stroke will pass from the Torah until everything must happen has happened. Now, the yud being the smallest letter, I know you all know that, but the yud being the smallest letter, and if you look at a lot of the letters in Hebrew, the letter is discerned by a very small stroke of the pen. From a chet to a hey is defined by the littlest stroke of the pen. Could change the word altogether just by connecting the dots. If I'm not mistaken, this is what Solomon was doing as he was writing his own Torah, was changing the words just very slightly to make it fit what he wanted it to be. And if you go back to what we read earlier, do not change his words or he'll call you a liar. Yeshua did not come to change the Torah. He is the Torah. There was no need for him to change himself. He didn't have to change anything about who he was. Like in Romans chapter 13, which we look at, we are to put on the Lord Messiah Yeshua. We're to put him on, which means he is not required to change for us, that we are required to change into him. The church has taken this and said, Yeshua is this, and he has done all of these things to get you. He didn't do those things to get you. He did those things to provide a path for you, and you still have to come to him.